We'll get through. We'll get tons of pictures anyway. We need to Yeah, but as she was saying, I've been spending all morning in the first aid room, which is why a bunch of first aiders suddenly descended on the tent. It's not because there was some massive medical emergency. Oh, you're leaving us tons of pictures of her room. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told you that. But yeah, so I've been sent to ambulance, not very long, they just qualified, which means I haven't done a huge amount. I hope this morning we might get like a hilarious medical story like I could tell you, but unfortunately the most exciting thing that's happened is that someone spilled some ketchup on their clipboard. That's not it really. That's like the closest we got to blood all day. But so mostly I've been looking after drunk people. That's pretty much my job is all at the moment. Which isn't really, it's not really first aid, it's more like testing your own reactions. Sick roll ninja! Wow! And then like, trying to get a sick roll into them before they throw up. And then the rest of it is just waiting. Earlier we were taking each other's like blood pressures. Mine's a bit higher than it should be. Each other's pulses. Mine's a bit higher than it should be. It's, yeah, I didn't really like that exercise. But I have a few weird medical conditions of my own that I can share with you, which is probably a bit less confidential and stuff, so I'm allowed to share my own. And first of me, last year, after Christmas, I got this thing, I developed this condition called a hypnic jerk. I don't know if any of you know what it is, but it's basically when you're falling asleep, suddenly your arms and legs just fly all over the place and you have no control over it. And which is really disconcerting the first time it happens, because you find yourself like flinging yourself out of bed, you're like, what happened? And so I did a cheeky Google to find out what it was. And basically, it's when your brain confuses your muscles relaxing and like falling asleep with you dying. Which is, if any organ is going to know I'm still alive, I want it to be my brain. And yes, it's basically your brain's way of checking that you literally are alive and kicking. And although it wasn't just a problem for me, it was also a problem for my boyfriend. It was like, this is just as we were getting together. And I thought it might be a bit of a deal breaker, because there's probably been like so many times a man could be kneed in the balls as he's falling asleep. But might have lived past this, got me saying. Something else. And my other strange medical condition was that last October I woke up in the middle of the night with these really, really bad stomach pains. And I didn't know what they were, and I've had anything this bad before. So in the end my boyfriend took me to hospital, which was half really, really scary and half really exciting because I'd never been before. It was a day trip, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so also the fact that I haven't been for 19 years, I thought was like a good reason not to go. Like, they won't know what this is if it walks through the door, they don't possibly know what to do with this. I've been here for 19 years. And also, earlier that day, I've been having sort of musings about the fact I'd never been ill, but like seriously ill before. And part of me was actually starting to wonder if maybe I was some sort of superhuman who couldn't get ill. So I think that would be the universe's way of sort of like putting me back down in my place and just sit down, shut up, you can get ill. So yeah, I stayed in hospital for about 4 days, and they never really worked out what was wrong with me. There were a few ideas lying around, but the most interesting one was that I healed my own appendicitis, which I didn't know you could do until I allegedly done it. But unfortunately, 9 times out of 10 it does come back, which is why I carry all these first aiders around with me now, just in case. And yeah, so I know I've been joking about it, but it was actually quite scary at the time, and like, really painful. So I asked my boyfriend, who was there, if he could like talk to me and like calm me down, like anything to distract me from the pain. And I thought, oh, maybe something nice and encouraging, or something we're looking forward to, just something nice and like chat about. Not so much. Instead, he decided to show me a YouTube video of football's worst own goals, which it's an odd choice. We've never talked about football like before or since, so I don't quite know what was going through his head. I like to think maybe he thought that if the football did make me better, suddenly I'd come round to football and associate with all the really good things and become a massive football fan. Not quite right. Instead I now associate with pain and lack of sleep. I have to leave the room when it's on, it just brings back all the memories, I can't deal with it. And I have now lined up a few topics of conversation for us to have if he's ever in the same situation. The first one being baking, I know baking. The second one being Cosmo, and he's like to read the train. And the third one being my major issues with 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I know a lot of people have talked about it already, but there's one bit that like a lot of people don't seem to pick up on, and that's when she's, well, to put it bluntly, she's sucking him off, and she describes the taste as surprisingly nice. Now, I don't know who this person is, but I don't think it'd even be surprisingly nice if you were sucking up the gingerbread man. So, yeah, thank you very much. I've now got to go back and do some CPR, save some lives. I've been Sarah Fuchs.